Good morning. My name is Dr. Gold. We're here today to demonstrate the functional utility and the power of the Sonostar dual-headed color Doppler ultrasound probe. This is a full ultrasound system contained in a single unit. We have both a curvilinear probe on one end and a linear probe on the other end. So what we're going to do today is demonstrate how to do an ultrasound study and the basic functions of our app. This has a built-in Wi-Fi transmitter. This is how the system connects with the viewing screen. This is not Bluetooth. This does not rely on any outside networks. It's its own Wi-Fi transmitter, 5G Wi-Fi transmitter. And what you can see here is a standard viewing screen for an ultrasound signal. Each time the screen opens at the very beginning, it's in the freeze mode or still mode. This is because we are at the very beginning ready to enter patient information. So at the beginning of each exam, we put in our patient demographics on this screen, easily accessible by the button here. Once the patient demographics are entered, and something to note is that the birthday itself requires individual scrolling of each unit in the date, up or down. Once the demographics are entered, touching anywhere on the screen, we'll leave that. And up here in the upper right-hand corner, all of the patient information will be displayed, the patient ID, name, gender, and age. At that point, we're ready to begin scanning. The first control is referred to as gain. That simply brightens the image or darkens the image. The parameters are displayed in the upper left-hand corner of the viewing screen, and here we're monitoring the changes that occur to the number next to the letters GN for gain. Right now we're at a very low number of decibels for the gain. It's at 32. Dr. Garcia will be increasing the gain all the way up to its maximum, which I believe on this machine is 105. So now we're increasing. We should see the image brighten up as we go from the 30s all the way up towards 100. Yeah, it's going. No, it's fine. Just you can touch the button and hold on to it and continue there. And you can see it brighten as we go. And now we're approaching 100, and then we'll stop at the upper limit. Keep going. Go further. Touch it. And there is the maximum in the gain at 105 decibels. You could appreciate that the image became significantly brighter during that time. At this point, with close view of the image, you're able to see the carotid artery pulsate. If the patient were to strain or cough, can you give me a cough? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Perfect. So the structure adjacent to the carotid is the internal jugular vein, and when you increase intra-abdominal pressure or intrathoracic pressure, that vein dilates from intravascular pressures. So what we'll do next is demonstrate what the image does as we decrease the gain. And we'll go all the way back down to where we were at the beginning of the exam. If you just touch it and hold it, it will go all the way down on its own. You can appreciate that the image is darkening. We are going all the way down. Keep going. That's great. So you can see there's quite a range of variability from the 30s up to 100. So at this point, we're going to go back up to the middle, somewhere around 70 to 80. Well, let's go up to around 80 on the gain, and we'll do our exam, the rest of our exam at that point. There's a little bit of lag. Now, the next control down on the app is what is referred to as depth. Scanning depth is adjusted from very superficial to deeper. The linear probe on this device will scan from 20 millimeters up to 80 millimeters, or in other words, 2 centimeters to 8 centimeters. At this time, you can see on the screen the value listed next to the letter D is 40 millimeters. So there are two ways to adjust the depth. One is to actually move your finger on the screen, and we just went from 40 to 20 millimeters, and as we scroll the other way, we can go all the way to 80 millimeters in depth. The other way is with the button. Dr. Garcia will be able to touch the depth button on the app, and we will cycle through the depths of probing. And there we are back to 20. Let's go. Well, we skipped one. That's actually good. We're going to stay at 4 centimeters or 40 millimeters for demonstration purposes. The next control down is referred to as focus. The arrows on the far left of the viewing screen indicate where the linear ultrasonic beams that are emitted from the probe are come together the closest in energy, and highlighting then in a focal point something similar to the rays of light that get bent on your lens of the eye to focus them into a point. This is the place on the viewing screen where the ultrasonic signal is best focused in intensity. That's controlled by the button labeled focus. If you watch closely, the arrows on the left side of the screen will change their position from superficial to deep, and the ultrasonographer or provider will choose the best location for those arrows based on the target of the image. It stands for dynamic range. As we adjust dynamic range, if the gain is considered to be the contrast of the picture, dynamic range is considered to be the brightness. Dr. Garcia will cycle the letters DR on the screen. At this point, have the number 70. This is a ratio in the world of ultrasonic signals, so there are no units, and it will cycle from 40 up to 110. Now, Dr. Garcia demonstrated something. We're going to go back. Cycle through again, Doctor. Go to 70, 80. Just do it one at a time. We'll get to one. Now, stop. No, it's okay. I want to demonstrate at 40